Now, you know what? Let me preface this whole thing right now. We have talked about these individuals in the past, the Tate brothers. All right, we have talked about them in the past, and here's the thing: I've always said when it comes down, oh no 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 no, I'm gonna break that down right now. When it comes down to the initial things that they were coming out and saying, young men should go out and work out, find ways to fill their time, yada yada. I don't disagree with that. I feel like for me, working out has just been a natural part of my life, my whole entire life. I will do it until I can't do it no more. And I think that everybody should. It's a good way not to just fill the dead space in time, but to keep yourself healthy, physically fit. There's nothing wrong with that message. But it always seems that creators, content creators, they have a sound, I mean, even just a smidge, a iota, a small amount. Oh, Lord. Yo, yes. They have a small iota of actually trying to put out a good message. And then somewhere along the lines, that message is fucked up. Now, here's what's crazy about them. They had messages on not just that sort of stuff, but they had messages on like dating, relationships, all that, blah blah blah. And there was just life in general, the differences between men and women, yada yada yada. There are bits and pieces that you can take from these things. And I mean, we watched videos together before. I even spoke about like one of the situations where they were being blamed for something, and everybody who actually was supposedly a part of the case was like, we're no, that is not the case. But when somebody has to build this idea around themselves, it's the Matrix coming after me. When someone does that, be careful. When someone starts telling you that the world is after them, the world is trying to put them and you down, they're trying to garner your sympathy. When they're telling you that the entire world, before you've ever heard anything was going on with them, they're just training you. That's the propaganda to get you ready for when the shit hits the fan. Let's go ahead and watch this real quick, and then we'll break down the just a quick version of the story since you thought they were arrested like 3 years ago. I'll give you a quick breakdown on that. All right, let's switch this up.
Tate and his brother Tristan have been arrested in the United States. It's in connection with a UK police investigation into a number of alleged sexual offences. British prosecutors said that they were bringing further charges against the brothers, who were arrested by US Marshals in Miami on Saturday.
Further charges. Further charges. They already had a shit ton that they were facing, but further charges. How many more? Enough to put them in the realm of like 50 some odd charges in just the UK alone?
Today, in relation to allegations from 4 additional victims, and are now seeking their extradition.
Four additional victims. I need y'all to like these numbers are important. These numbers are very important. Four additional victims, and I think it's somewhere around 50 some odd charges. They might get into, I'm sure they're going to get into the number of charges, I think.
Both brothers have previously denied wrongdoing. Well, in the past hour, we've had a police update on the arrest of the brothers in the US. This is Assistant Chief Constable Karina Thomas from Bedfordshire Police.
In 2024, the CPS authorised 21 charges against Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate following our investigation into allegations of sexual offences dating back to 2012. Following the initial charges
These dates are very important too. 2012.
being authorised, we have continued to investigate further offences reported to both Bedfordshire Police and Hertfordshire Constabulary. As a result, 38 new charges in total have now been authorised against Andrew and Tristan Tate, bringing the total number of charges faced to 59.
Oh, oh, throwing a speeding ticket, bitch. Give him a smooth 60. Not even joking. That was higher than I said. My bad.
The charges relate to 7 victims, spanning a period from 2010 to 2017. Our officers have worked closely with the CPS and both national and international law enforcement agencies as part of this complex investigation. I can now confirm that officers from the United States have arrested both Andrew and Tristan Tate in relation to this matter overnight, and they have been detained pending ongoing legal proceedings. We understand the interest that this case will generate. We would urge the public not to speculate and to allow the legal process to be carried out correctly.
Kenzie has more on those charges.
In terms of the Crown Prosecution Service, they say that Andrew Tate has been charged with 7 additional counts of rape, along with further offences including alleged sex trafficking and indecent images of a child.
What? listen, listen. I can say I don't give a fuck about a lot of things, but the one thing we all know, when it comes to motherfuckers got your charges about kids, that shit heats me the. Okay, let's break this down real quick. 59 charges. He was arrested a few years ago, since you brought that up, Case. But here's the thing about that: they let him out. He was not supposed to leave Romania, but they let him go anyway. Because the thing about laws, the thing about holding someone in a place while you build a case, see, people seem to think that the Romanian thing is gone and out the window. It is not gone. They are still building that case. Certain things take a very long time to do when it comes in law enforcement. They are still building a larger case against him in Romania. That is not gone. They simply said, you know what? Yeah, we'll go ahead and allow you to leave the country now. Where did he go? To the US. What did he do when he got to the US, though? He went ahead and fucked around with them folks. The crime doesn't follow the country, it follows the suspects. He went ahead and started fucking around with them folks. And he decided that, hey, I'm here. I'm in the land of the free, the home of the brave. I can get away with this shit. I got ties to people. People who know people. Trump people. But let me explain something to Andrew and Tristan Tate. At the end of the day, no matter how much ass you kiss, lick, and eat, you still a half breed. Half of you is black. You don't get away with the same shit that the people in the Epstein files get away with. Especially when you land in the country and you turn around and tell the governor of fucking Florida, come and get me. I have Bugattis and shit. And I'm bigger than the law. Like, no, nigga. No. They gonna get that ass. But it's not even required that they get you. You have cases still being built against you in Romania and now Europe. The UK has come and said, we have built 59, not 5, not 9, 59, one away from 60 charges of rape, essay, and then child prawn. Now, I know a lot of people out there, they didn't do it. They didn't do it. I'm an Andrew Tate stan. I believe in everything that they stand for. They're just helping the little guys. Eat a dick straight up. Because you've been eating theirs for years now. These dudes don't give a fuck about you. First and foremost, they get their brand and their message out there and make you feel good, and they give you that little bit of propaganda I talked about at the very beginning of this, and they reel you in, and then all of a sudden they start hitting you with the bullshit. But they've already got your mind warped. And so you stay with it and you keep following women are terrible and I should hang out with the bros and oh, she was 17 and that was okay. So was the 16-year-old and the 15-year-old. And yes, I'm saying that because that motherfucker, when you go and look back at all the bullshit, see, this is the thing about not chronically being online. But when I do get online and I got to look into something, I look into it. This motherfucker been snitching on himself for years. For years. In fact, one of the videos that I actually spoke about when he was when they found him like choking a girl and all this other stuff, I was like, listen, we can't look at that and say anything about it because you don't know what kind of freaks they were. His girlfriend, his one of his ex-girlfriends, we don't know what kind of freaks they were. And sure enough, that girl ended up coming out and she was like, no, 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 no. You don't understand. I like that kind of shit. Listen, I know girls that like to be fucking punched in the face. And I'm like, yo, listen, shawty. Whoa, whoa. Nah, not doing that. I know a girl who straight up years told me straight up, I need you to choke me till I almost pass out. I said, bitch, that's like borderline death. And I'm gonna need you to like, look, if we gonna do this, I'm gonna need you to, let a nigga know, like, if you gonna go over the edge. So you can't really say anything about that sort of situation. And of course, she came out and said something about it, and she was like, "Nah, that's not the case. This is our kink." But that same girl, here's the thing I didn't know about her, was her age at that point in time. And at the time that she said this, she was probably like 22 or something like that, and they had dated 5, 6 years prior, 16 or 17 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, not only that, but he has done interviews talking about this. Of course, yeah, if her bedrooms look like, if I'm in a bedroom, it looks like it's 15. This nigga ain't joking about it. It's like 15, yeah, of course, because that's the type of girl I need. Someone who's not gonna bitch and complain about everything. I can train her up and yada yada yada. Bro, he has been snitching on himself for years. When they build these kind of cases, when you have multiple international law enforcement agencies coming together, the case is going to take some time to actually, come down and hit you. But when they actually come for you, you should know this if you live in the States. People like the law will build cases for a year or two before they even go and get somebody. But when they go in a certain way, nah, bro, just go ahead, call it a day. You know you're getting locked up. That's the end of it. That's it. At the end of the day, Andrew Tate was doing nothing but building a social defense network at the very beginning. That's what he was doing because he popped on the scene at a point in time where everybody's minds was kind of fucked up. I mean, that was the COVID era. That was when people just didn't know what the fuck to do with their lives. They hadn't hung out with friends in a realistic way. They hadn't met a girl at this point in time. Motherfuckers was scared to shake a hand, give a kiss. Blowjobs were out the question. Like, I mean, my bad. Listen, my bad. My bad. It is what it is, though. But this is just the way that it was at that point in time. And so all of the information they started indoctrinating people with, it became a very real thing, especially when you're telling someone you can be better, you can do better at the very beginning. Now you've opened up their fucking minds. Are you sick of not being heard? Like, we could do a whole ass fucking ad right now that could easily draw in the stupidest motherfuckers in the world into believing whatever we say from that point on. But that's the way this worked out. And so now their asses are facing charges. I'm sorry, 60 counts? And then you add on child prawn on top of this? Nah, bruh. Nah. And you've been self snitching this whole entire time. That shit is cooked. They are cooked. And rightfully so, Because at the end of the day, listen, I had this whole belief. I know people have their ideas on justice systems, every country, so on and so forth. When someone says they did something repeatedly and they brag about it, and there's literal proof of them doing said thing, oh yeah, I brand every one of my girls. They have my name all over them. And the girls are like, he was forcing us to fucking get branded or get tattoos and everything else. Like he was the pimp and we was just a part of the stable. When the evidence is there, at some point in time, the legal process is like unnecessary. It's just like, how much time we giving this motherfucker? They asses is getting locked up for real this time. Now, the catch to it is the UK is waiting for them to get extradited. If the US does not extradite them, oh, this is gonna cause some hell. This is gonna cause some fucking hell. He's the king. Everyone is upon his mind. That yeah, and that's the thing about individuals like that. They can play anyone and everyone. And so, of course, when they put out this message of, like I said, the propaganda at the beginning, once you do that, you're building up your peasants, your serfs, and your army, especially in the world of social media. That's the army that's going to back you up. The other fucking idiots, the fresh and fit dudes, fucking morons, blackest niggas I've never seen in my motherfucking life, talking about. Let me not. I listen. I'm gonna drop this topic right now because I'm y'all know me. Y'all know me. I will go the fuck in on this. The bottom line to it is, listen. Low key because he fled his home country to avoid trafficking charges, but I could be wrong and nothing happened to Tate. Visual, yo. So he fled the UK originally for trafficking charges. He fled the UK years ago, which is when he ran to Romania. He ran to Romania and ended up picking up charges in Romania, in the very country where he was saying, "Well, I can get away with anything that I want here. I've got all the money in the world, Bugattis and shit. I could pay off people left and right." And what did they do? See, this is the problem. Motherfuckers just go online and start snitching on themselves and then start saying dumb shit because they want that clout. They need that. They need that fucking. They need the world to feed off of, or they need to feed off of the world. He did all that, and what did they do? Bow! Knocked that door in, went in, took all his shit, took him out, locked them up for a minute. But that's what I was talking about, visualizing. He was allowed to leave from Romania, but the charges are still there and they are still building a larger case on him there. He gets to the US, runs his mouth yet again, and like I said, snitching on himself for years. And now they got his ass in custody. The video is all over the place as far as him actually being taken into custody in Florida. And right now, the UK is just waiting for his ass to get extradited back. He gets there, it is over. They are charging him. He's not getting away. He's not getting out of 59 charges, especially when it comes down to the child prawn shit. And not only that, like I said, he's been snitching on himself for years. The 15, 16, and 17-year-old girls. That shit is illegal. That shit is nasty. Straight nasty work, for real. And I can give leeway on a certain couple of things. Defiling facts. Here's the thing. When it comes to the way that they did the Romanians were talking about the whole lover boy system and everything else, that's crazy work. But I think we all know motherfuckers who do that to girls. I think every one of us, if you've been out in the field of dating for any time in life and you got homeboys, you got at least one motherfucking homeboy who's like, damn, shot, yeah, I'm in love with you. Just come with your boy. Run that pussy. And then they smack cheeks and it's like, gotta go. Gotta go. I'm out. I mean, I know shawties that do that shit. Oh, he's so fine. Baby, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's build the home and the happy house together. Blah, blah, blah. You got some good dick. And was just like, man, wasn't that great. I need to go back to my man. Wait, you got a man? Like, wait, what are we doing here? That's just the nature of people. But when you do it the way that he was doing it, and then forcing the females into doing the prawn, into doing the whole camming, listen, I told y'all this before. I've had girls ask me straight up, listen, would you do something with me real quick? Could we set up a whole yada yada, you know what, make some bread together? It is so easy. I made a joke years ago at a fucking club. I was out there doing the thug thizzle, and there's a bunch of girls in the room, and I know all these girls, and I was like, one of them specifically, we were joking about something sexual, and another one, she just hopped into it. I'm like, look, you know what we could all do right now? We could go ahead and just start up a whole company and just like doing it. And they were all like, shit, run it. I was like, whoa, whoa, I was joking though. It's not hard to get people into things like that, especially if it's something that you can do and make good bread on. And then, oh, did you see comment about the videos? I did. I told you earlier. We'll do that on the weekend. Are you talking about the ones that you sent me on Discord? We'll do those on the weekend. But it's not hard to be honest about these sorts of things. I mean, there's gonna be times when people be like, ew, you nasty motherfucker. But then when they get home, they're like, damn, that nigga, I should have went ahead. Like, but when you lie about it, when you are deceitful about it, when you force them into doing these things, that shit is illegal. And that is sex trafficking. For the ones who sat there and signed up on their own, I have no goddamn sympathy for it. I got no sympathy for any OF model, for anybody who sat there and put their name on the dotted line because they wanted to gain clout. That is just a grown ass individual going into a contract with somebody, and if they ain't making the kind of bread that they don't like, they get mad about it and they want to like start some shit. Nah, that's on you. That's on you. But you can't do that to a 16, 17-year-old girl because first off, she ain't even of fucking age, just about anywhere to do that sort of thing. And I don't give a fuck if she is in some weird ass random country able to do those things for the world to see at the age of 16 is just fucking 17. Like, no, no. But hey, that's the story. We'll see where it goes. All I know is they asses deserve to be locked up, and I'm really believing that this shit is gonna stick. The UK is not playing about. They've been going after them since what the fuck did she say? 2012, nigga. This case is 20 some odd new charges, 7 new women, bruh. And you still got Romania hanging over your head. I think the U.S. want them for something too. I don't know how they would like. Ron DeSantis was down there in the state. How did I remember that motherfucker's name? That's what's so crazy. All I thought was Florida DeSantis. Like he was sitting down there waiting, just waiting. Just give me one. After that tweet that Andrew Tate sent out, like daring and challenging him, he was like, give me one motherfucking thing. I wish a nigga would. You know his white ass was back there. If this nigga does one thing, yo, we got him, boys. And all that it took was the UK to be like, hey, yo, listen. So, yeah. We told y'all we was gonna get them boys. Now you gonna go lock them up, or we gotta go ahead and come through. Like, what we doing? DeSantis took his fucking time and said, "Hey, yo, boys, we got him." You know he was happy about that shit. But we'll see where it all lands. You know, it is what it is. My internet bugging, so I know. Boy, you better get you some better fucking. You better get off that great value ass internet plan. Hey, don't even trip, bro. The internet. I tell y'all all the time. The internet here in Japan In some places, it's just fucking atrocious. But you in the States, y'all got fuck. I know what y'all internet like. I had the fastest goddamn internet in the world there. Like, like no joke. Anyway, all right. So that's all we got on that story right there. And the last thing that we're gonna get into as far as the Yap session